All right, we are talking some more Olight, people, specifically the M2R Pro Warrior, like the longest name in flashlights out there. And Olights is a company. Now, I have done some reviews on Olights before. I will leave links down in the description so you can check those out. My feelings on Olight, mixed bag of fruit. I disagree with a couple things that they say do, business strategy in general, but I do like some of their lights. So I'm going to get into a couple of those things right up front so you guys really understand where I'm coming from and what I'm doing when it comes to something like the Olight. Now, why I didn't do a review on this and why I waited till now when probably everybody else on YouTube pushed their flash sale and did videos telling you this was the best light ever or whatever, is because, you know, they're sending these lights out, if you don't know, to pretty much anybody with a social media presence who will do a review on their stuff. They give you a couple weeks, maybe a little bit more for some YouTubers out there that are bigger. And then you get an email from somebody who's obviously in Asia that speaks broken English asking you to join their affiliate program at a pretty lofty dang payout. And they say, you gotta have this done in 2 weeks by this flash sale on Black Friday, which I think is what they sent me this one for. And I kind of laugh because I've had a light sent to me before, is that PL2, I did a review on that, which is an okay light for certain things. I wouldn't trust it for military, tactical, or duty use. That's never gonna be my first choice or even in the running when it comes to lights for tactical uses. That's just my personal opinion and a lot of people I know and a lot of people I trust in the industry. But that's just how I feel about it. What I'm also not gonna do is follow your orders when you send me an email basically giving me the 4-finger thumb krill drill sergeant thing telling me, you gotta have this done by this date and use this affiliate link. Well, in fact, I don't. Go f yourself. You don't make my paychecks. I don't do this for a living. I do this to kind of help people pick things out. And do I use affiliate links? Yeah, I do, but they're for products that I would actually use, have tested, and I'm not gonna push something that I don't agree with or not give it the appropriate testing. So my testing for this was a little bit different. You kind of check a little bit of that out right now.
So I'm cooking breakfast with this Olight. This is the new one. Kind of brighter than hell, not gonna lie. Something like 2,000 lumens. The MR Pro Warrior. I'm cooking breakfast with it because I'm testing the length that this bulb is going to last. And quite honestly, cooking breakfast with this light is probably the most tactical thing that most people are going to do with it. We're about 5 minutes in, couple bacon pieces in, and it's already so hot up in here in the lens area that you can barely touch it. So I'm going to finish up breakfast here, and then we're going to get to the rest of the video, guys.
So that's pretty much how I began testing my light, was cooking some bacon with it and breakfast in low light, because my plans for this light were not what maybe some people's were or some people told you, even though they did send me a weapon mounted light setup for this with a pressure pad and all that. Now this thing, how I use it was obviously to cook a little bit of bacon, but I've been carrying this light every single day since I got it, which is close to 2 months now, I think. And what I've been doing with it is, it's been my EDC flashlight. It's on my bag that I carry with me everywhere I go, from work to the gym, to the mall, to church. And that light is the one that I use when I need a light. So when I come home from work, if it's night or dark or in the morning, I do a perimeter check of my property and I go all the way around my property. I live in the sticks, I live on land. My nearest wall is close to 400 feet away. And I can use this light to effectively see the vast majority of my property standing on my dang porch, which is pretty cool. So this thing is an absolute flamethrower and it has a place. I just didn't want to get caught up in their whole flood your social media feed with a flash sale thing. That's just not how I want to do things. Nor will I probably ever join their affiliate program, even though the payout on there is a hell of a lot more than most other places. It's just not something I want to fall into because I don't like their marketing strategy. Being a business owner myself, a couple different businesses over the years, that's just not how I would run my business, not how I would market, because it just really seems like a whole lot of buy my snake oils type stuff. So like I said, are Olights any good? Yeah, they are. There are certain circumstances where Olights are good, and I think they have a purpose out there. Now for me, it's a little bit different. Kind of explain to you the tactical end of it. I tried using some of their pistol mounted lights in some trainings and some scenarios, low light operations, building searches. They didn't withstand the length of the search. And the problem is it's much, much easier to change a battery in the field than it is to recharge one. Now the M2R Warrior Pro has a replaceable battery, so you can carry around that big stick battery, additional one if you want. But in a recent training course as well, where people from all over the world had come in to get an instructor certification, and I can tell you there was a couple guys in there running Olights, and right away I started paying attention to them, what they were carrying them, how they were using them. I was not allowed to take video there, obviously, but it was pretty interesting because both the guys running Olights, their lights went down. I actually had to lend one guy an additional light that I had in my truck, battery operated light. It was a stream light because that's what I generally carry, because I find stream light to be a good happy medium between good quality and price for me. I would love to outfit everything I own with Surefires, but I'm not a rich man or independently wealthy. So the lights just didn't withstand the tactical thing. So not a tactical light in my opinion, not how I tested it. I tested it in other ways. Carrying this thing every day, using it every day, draining the battery, recharging the battery, using it on my property. Always, you know, my weapon mounted light is always my primary, and then this would be like a backup. And if you guys like what's going on with the channel and getting, you know, relevant information on things that may serve a certain purpose, and not being force-fed something to go buy to get a commission, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. If you like the video, give me that thumbs up. If you like bacon, give me that thumbs up. But we are going to check out the specs on this thing right now. Okay, so let's check out the specs here and everything that you get with this light. So I'll give you a quick once over on the actual light itself here. Got that nice serrated front tip in case you have to use it for self-defense here. It's got a clip on it that comes off and on. You can see it just kind of pressure fits around the sides right there. Not the stiffest, not the loosest. It works, but you know, it would bend easily right there if you get it caught on something. Tail cap activation right there on the side as well. Within this, you have an LED that gives you relevant battery information. So on the rear, it's got you got some raised portions right there, which would be for not only the charging cap, but if you did mount this to a rifle, there's a rifle mounting kit. Those keep the back portion for the pressure pad, keep it from coming off. So overall design of the light, pretty good. Most anodized aluminum lights are very similar to this. Now box and package right here, we'll go through this besides the instruction, which I already have out. Like I said, this light was sent to me. This would be the pressure pad and switch setup right here that they send in case you got that. So locks in there fairly good. Still is able to be pulled off from the side. So not really the best design when it comes to that stuff, but it's there. You also get, with the light itself, you get this carrying case, which God only knows who would actually carry this thing. I wouldn't. Maybe stick it on the back of your seat or something. And then with the weapon mounting kit, you get a plastic and part metal, I guess, maybe. No, it's all plastic. Mounting surface, which I would never use this to mount a light, but that's what they're providing people with the weapon mounted light kit. And then you're going to get the charging cable as well. A little lanyard in there, and then some rest of the mounting hardware. So we're going to go ahead and get this stuff off to the side and out of the way here. And we're going to talk about the specs on this light and how it actually works. So this light is an 1800 lumen light on what's called turbo mode. Pretty cool. I can tell you this thing is absolutely insanely bright. There's two different modes for it. One, the factory default mode is going to be a half press for a medium and then a hard press for turbo. So what that means is you got that little short press right here. I'm going to point this way because it's extremely bright. That's going to be your kind of medium mode, and then a full press is going to kick that up into turbo. Now on the activation button here on the side, you press and hold, that's going to turn on like a moonlight mode. If you press it twice, that kicks it into turbo. Now if you want, you can change modes in here. You click it on to that low mode, hold it again, and it'll cycle through your brightness settings, and you can keep whichever one you want. And pretty cool, and then you can just go for a straight hard press on the rear, go back into that turbo mode. So pretty cool little light. And there is a strobe mode too. I think it's a triple click on this button right here. So yeah, strobes, if you triple click it right there on the side button. I don't think the back button works that way. No, it doesn't. Pretty sure that it did not. So let's talk about the times and the lumen rating on here, because that's what everybody seems to want to talk about in these videos. So on this light here, you can see, if you don't know, a lot of what lights come down to. I've got the instructions here so I don't make any mistakes. It depends on how the reflector housing in there, how deep the LED in there, what type of diode it is. That's what determines your throw, your spill, the candela to an extent, all that. Because if you guys don't know, you can have an extremely powerful LED, kind of like a car engine, but if it doesn't have the right wheels and right everything else, it's just not going to be as fast as something else. It's the same thing with an LED diode. it can be extremely powerful, and that's its raw power. But if it doesn't have the right housing, the right depth, all those things, you're not going to get that throw of that candela, and the candela is really what matters. So as we can see here, we got 4.5 minute runtime on that turbo. That's that extremely bright setting right there. And then it's going to kick down to about 42% of the brightness, and then it's going to kick down. If that's for 4.5 minutes, 42% is going to be 145 minutes, and then 14% for 15 minutes. That is when you go into turbo mode. So high mode is going to be 750 lumens for 160 minutes, and then 34% at 40 minutes. So basically, that's a long time, and it was pretty true to that. I did not have any issues getting that true light out of it, and I've been using this for about 2 months now. Now, as far as the medium modes go, the medium 1, medium 2, low, and then that moonlight mode, which I showed you on the button right here, you're going to have a very, very long runtime because it's 250, 60, 15, and then 1 lumen respectively. It's going to be 10 hours, 40 hours, 130 hours, and then 50 days on that moonlight mode. That's pretty crazy. So it's good. It's supposedly IPX rated. We got 22,400 candela, which is high, and a 1.5 meter impact resistance. So as you can tell, I haven't really tested too much of the impact resistance on this because I'm basically using this light for kind of an EDC carry, just carry around with me, not a tactical light, so I'm not going to be throwing it around or anything like that. That's just how I feel about this light. So it weighs 6.31 ounces, and then it's about 5.37 inches in the overall length. Like I said, pretty good, not bad at all. This specific version does have a changeable battery, which has been one of my gripes about rechargeable flashlights because you can't really recharge them in the field very easily. So big boy right here. This is a massive battery. So you may want to have an extra one of these laying around because eventually this battery, you will charge it out, you will use it out. It's just a matter of time because not these batteries are not going to last forever. They will have to be swapped out, changed out at some point during the life of that light. So pretty cool. It looks good. It's a clean looking flashlight. Aluminum is very durable. It's not very heavy at all. It fits good in the hand. You can use it as a self-defense thing. It does have its purpose, like I said. We'll go ahead and get back in front of the camera here and finish this up. So those were some pretty lofty specs that Olight put out there, and I was extremely skeptical of this when I read those. I was like, I don't believe this. So I started out obviously that morning, kind of made a jokingly video about cooking breakfast with it because it was the most tactical things most people were going to do with this light. I really do think the light has a place. I like it. I've been carrying it every day. The flash sale thing kills me. I hate their marketing strategy. I will not join their partnership program. I know it's a huge payout. A lot of guys do it. It's just not my thing. I will leave links down below for you guys to look at this thing if you want it. I mean, it's an affiliate link. It's with Amazon. I do use affiliate links. Like I said, to keep the channel going. I lose money on the channel every month. This is not my job. I don't do this for a living. But that's just kind of how things are. So, you know, if you really want the light, you may want to wait until they have another flash sale, which will probably be next week, something like that. But I just didn't want to get orders barked at me by people I don't know in a foreign country telling me to review a flashlight in a certain time frame without giving it the appropriate testing. Again, if you thought this was going to be me testing this on a rifle and doing all these different things, no, because one, I'm never going to carry it that way. I wouldn't advise anybody carries it that way, and I just don't trust the name brand for that usage. Do I think they could get there? Maybe, possibly. It would be cool to have a light like this that's, you know, a third or a fourth of the cost of Surefires or some other ones out there and give that kind of performance. But I've just seen too many issues, like I said, in that training course, me personally. My trust level isn't there yet. If you want to carry it that way, that's up to you, man. I would definitely have a backup flashlight with me if you do carry it on your primary weapon systems and actually use the heck out of it. But for me, like I said, I've been carrying it every day, and I carry it on this right here, which is my DDT Assassin sling bag. And I carry this bag with me everywhere. It's my gym bag, it's my go to the mall bag, it's my go to get coffee bag. And right here in the side on my webbing, that's actually where my old flashlight was, which is this guy right here. Don't laugh, but this is an old ASP triad light, which is rechargeable. So Olight's not the first company to try this. This is an old training light that's probably at least 8 years old, maybe 9 years old. They had just come out with these and provided some, me and my friends, some test models that's actually got the old test sticker on it still. So Olight's not the first one to come out with this whole rechargeable thing. And this light, I want to say is right around 400 to 500 lumens or something like that. And it's lasted all that time being a pretty much daily carried flashlight. It's spent a lot of time in my boat, in my camping gear, going with me everywhere. It's banged up, it's beat up, and it works good. But what I do is I carry this right in my webbing gear in here on the clip like that where I go. The reason I do is because if you need a light to do something besides a building search or an engagement, I wouldn't use your weapon light for that. That generally leads to bad things. So funny story, I've used this in a semi-emergency circumstance before. I was at the gym, I'm in the bathroom stall doing my thing and the freaking power goes out and it's pretty dark back in there. So basically, flicked that first lug. I got my moonlight setting going, finished up my business, and I walked out the gym with the help of a flashlight. So that is my purpose for the Olight stuff. I think it serves a place. It has a purpose for your flashlights. It's just not my primary weapon system. I would like to see them get there and produce those products at that price point. But like I said, you could probably just sell this light a lot cheaper than they do right now. Get rid of the whole flash sale garbage and just be a little bit more honest with the people out there. That's just my opinion on Olight in general. I really hope this helped everybody out there, and I hope it kind of gives you something to think about when it comes to buying a light and what your intended use for it is. Like I said, been carrying this every day for close to 2 months. My intended use for it, it serves that purpose 100%. Other people may tell you different. This is my opinion. That's solely what it is. I'm not paid by Olight. I'm not sponsored by them. I refuse to join their partnership program. I'm probably never going to, just because I just don't like how it does this business. Not my thing. So like I said, I will leave some links down below for you for this and other lights that are out there. And that's really going to be up to you guys to decide and who you want to believe. Because like I said, reviewing something like this is a trust thing for me. I'm trying to give you the best answer I can for what I would personally use the M2R Pro Warrior for. So if you guys like what's going on here with the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. If you like what's going on in this video and bacon and everything else, give me a thumbs up. Make the decisions appropriately on the equipment you tend to trust your life to, and I will see you guys on the next one.